Hi there everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and I'm a real estate agent here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with RE/MAX 360 Realty, and I specialize in first-time homebuyers and relocation clients. So today, as promised, I'm going to be talking about the best communities in the North Hills of Pittsburgh. So let's get into it. The first part of the North Hills that I have grouped 3 communities into one. So I have grouped Aspinwall, Fox Chapel, and O'Hara into one community because they're all very close together, and I believe all of those boroughs or townships go to the Fox Chapel School District, which is one of the best rated school districts in Pittsburgh. So those communities are going to be right up against the Allegheny River, which goes east before it goes north. So they're kind of riverfront communities. They are very beautiful communities, particularly O'Hara, which I think the majority of it is hillside. So O'Hara is, goes up these winding hills, and it has just beautiful homes with gardens and views, and it's really a stunning area. When I first drove through there a couple years ago, I was amazed that a place like that existed there because I didn't know, sort of what existed beyond the Millvale waterfront, and it was mind-blowing. It's a really great community, and there's nothing quite like it in the South Hills. So I will say that. Aspinwall is very close to the river as well, as is Fox Chapel. I think those two are a little bit more of the, I think those two communities are a little bit more well known, but they've all got, great houses, great communities, and it has the Waterworks Shopping Center, which is a really great addition to have nearby those communities. The thing about that area that I really like is that it's not really a far drive from Morningside, Stanton Heights, Millvale, Sharpsburg, East Liberty. It's really maybe a 20-minute drive. So you don't really have to utilize the waterworks, but it's really nice that it's there. So you don't really have to leave that little square around the river of, that northeast, southeast area there.
You don't have to leave.
I do believe that the homes are pretty expensive. They're more expensive than average in that area. I think because they really see the value of living there between the two hottest parts of Pittsburgh, which are going to be the north and the east. It's definitely a place where I myself would consider making my next home, just because it has all of the things that I desire, which would be, it would have commerce, it would have nightlife, it would have community, it would have short drives, it would have beautiful views, nature. It has all of the things. Any place that's going to be really close to the river, like any riverfront communities or riverside communities, are going to be popular in the coming years. That's the place where everybody seems to want to develop. That's the place where people seem to want to have businesses. That's exactly what happened with Lawrenceville, which is off the Allegheny River. So we're gonna see that type of thing moving out towards those areas and moving towards the North Hills, as I had expressed in the other video. And I wanted to actually make a note in this video that I'm not gonna be doing any niche scores in this video, because all of these communities that I'm mentioning are A+, A, or A- communities. The only ratings that I see that are a little bit low in these communities is diversity, but what can you do? I mean, I don't think there is a perfect community in Pittsburgh, but most of the categories have A's or B+ in them. So it's worth looking at these communities on the niche website if you want to get more information, perhaps some information that I can't supply, or reviews from locals. Again, it's just a really great place to get extra info, but I'm not going to include it in this video because I don't want this video to drag on and on and on.
It goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
You guys just want the info that I can give you in the basics, and I'm gonna give it to you. The next place in the North Hills that I'm gonna be talking about is Ross Township, which I believe Ross Township is the centerpiece of the North Hills. I think it's the place that has the most potential. I think it's the place that is best established. I like the landscape there. I like the location. I like the mall and the huge stretches of shopping on McKnight Road. I just think it's the ultimate place to be in Pittsburgh at this time. I think it's the hub of the Renaissance we're seeing in the North Hills. It's got one of the best school districts, which is the North Hills School District. It's got some of the best houses that are, at 1930s, 1940s, that older type of house that's still got character, but it's a lot of the people that own homes up there have maintained these houses, so they're all really gorgeous. And, it's not too hilly of a landscape, and it's nice and spread out. The traffic is not, crazy amounts of one-way streets or narrow streets like in the South Hills. It's just got a lot of stuff going for it. I think I've gone on and on about Ross Township enough. It's got literally everything. Everything that I've mentioned, Ross Township has. A lot of my clients, when they want to move to Pittsburgh, they're looking at Ross Township. And I don't blame them, because I think it's one of the best communities we have here in Pittsburgh. So it's definitely something to check out if you are relocating to Pittsburgh and you are unsure of where you might want to end up. In addition to Ross Township, we are going to take a look at Shaler. Shaler is similar to Ross Township. It's gonna be on, 8 North. 8 North is gonna be going through Shaler instead of Ross Township, so it's gonna be more of that northeast direction, north of Fox Chapel. It's more country feel, and the houses are even more spread out. There's winding country roads in Shaler, but you go down the hill and you're on 8 North, and it has, I wouldn't say the same amount of commerce. It's definitely more spread out, but it's still got, all the great things going up to Butler on 8 North, and it's a great place to be if you want to be close to the city, but you don't want to feel like it. Like, you don't want to feel like you're in a super suburban area. You still want to feel like you're close to nature, close to the country. In a way, Shaler is a great place to live. So I could theoretically tie Ross Township and Shaler together, because they are kind of inextricably connected, but they are different also. And Shaler, you're going to have a less lauded school district, and you're going to have, lower priced homes. So that's also something to consider if you don't want to pay the premium to live in Ross Township. Shaler is a great alternative. And I have sold a few houses in Shaler, and all my clients are super happy living there. So, the next community I'm going to be talking about is even more north of Shaler. It's going to be Allison Park and Hampton, which I grouped together because I believe they are of the same zip code. And they're also inextricably linked. So it's, sort of the same deal as Shaler. Hampton does have its own school district, the Hampton School District. It does have its own shopping center type. It has about a mile stretch of road where it has a shopping center and a lot of commerce going up to Butler. It is relatively close to some nature parks, one of them being the Suck-Up Nature Park. It's close to North Park. It's got the, I think the Heartwood Acres is also located in Hampton, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a great place to live if you want to be a little bit more removed from the city than even Shaler, but you still want to feel like you're living in the suburbs and you want all the essentials around you. Hampton is a great place. The Hampton School District is also a very good one. It's kind of hard to not find a good school district in the North Hills. Like, the North Hills has the best school districts in Pittsburgh overall. I mean, it doesn't have Mount Lebanon or Peters Township or Upper St. Clair, which the South Hills has, but overall, the school districts are in the same caliber, in the same tier. So, there's nothing to really worry about in that area. So let's go back to north of Ross Township. So there's a couple communities that I would consider like north. Ross Township is directly north, and above that is going to be McCandless. More north of Ross, that is going to be McCandless. McCandless is, I would say, an even higher priced point than Ross. It has the North Allegheny School District, which is a wonderful school district as well. It has the McCandless Crossing Shopping Center, but it's also like right next door to the Ross Park Mall. It just depends on, what school district you want to be in and how north you want to live, how close you want to be to the next community, which is Cranberry. It is in Butler County. It is, it's evading the Allegheny County tax because of that. So we're not paying Allegheny County taxes in Cranberry, which makes it a very popular destination for some people that want to live in the North Hills. but they don't want to pay the Allegheny County taxes. And I understand that because the Allegheny County property taxes can be very high, but the Cranberry price point is going to be probably even higher than McCandless. And it is a very, 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 very popular little town in Butler. So Cranberry is going to be the hub of Butler. It's not super close to the city. The commute is probably about 45 minutes from Cranberry, so it's gonna take you a while to get to the city. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it if you are a city goer or if you wanna be in the East Liberty area a lot. It's gonna be a bit of a hike. And the traffic around Cranberry is definitely the biggest bummer about Cranberry. I mean, I hear complaints about the traffic up that way all the time because, again, it's this hub that people are traveling through to get from, to get down from Butler, up from the city. But it's got a lot going on. It's got the commerce, it's got the shopping centers, it's got the homes, it's obviously close to the countryside, so it's got the nature. It's got a lot of its own little things going on that I think a lot of people, they feel that they are fine there. They don't have to go to the city. They don't have to go to East Liberty. God forbid, they don't have to go to the South Hills. Why would they go down there?
Why would they go there?
So it's a very convenient location all on its own, away from Allegheny County, and I think it's very nice there. So I think that's what makes it so popular. So let's go northwest. We're not going too northwest because that's actually the West Airport area is northwest, and I'm gonna make a separate video on the West Airport area because it's just a totally different ballgame than anything else in the city. So Ben Avon is probably one of my favorite communities in Pittsburgh. I think it's probably my favorite place in the North Hills besides Ross Township because it's very similar to O'Hara, but in the opposite direction. It has an incredible wooded community on, a hilltop. So it's got the winding roads, but you almost feel like you're in this like gorgeous tree village, this gorgeous tree-lined village with like these incredibly big old houses, like these 2,000 square foot houses that are so well maintained, so like old and gorgeous and beautiful, like 1900s houses. It's like you're in the scene of a movie, but you're in Pittsburgh, if that makes sense. It's just like this little tucked away, incredible community in the North Hills that I actually didn't even know existed. Like I knew Bellevue existed and things of that nature, like in that little area next to the river, but you go up a little bit north and it's just like tucked away in all these trees. And one of my friends owns a home there, and I love going there because it is just such a magical experience driving through that neighborhood. Like I kind of geek out on it. I'm just a huge fan. And of course, you're not a far drive from all the things that Ross Township has to offer. You are so close to the city, but you're so tucked away in that little wooded, naturey part of the North Hills, and it's just delicious. It is a delicious, delicious place to be.
Delicious.
Avonworth is the school district there. It is a very small school district, but I think it is a very good school district. So if you can find a house there, which honestly, good luck, because inventory like never comes up there, and for good reason, because like who would want to move out of that place? But if you can manage to get a house there, the school district is small and good, which can be beneficial for some people that are looking to give their kids specialized attention in school. Avonworth has got it. Now this last community that I'm going to be talking about is a little tricky because I kind of consider it to be almost in the West Airport area, but it's not quite. Technically on the MLS it is listed as Allegheny North, so it is in the North Hills, but it's right along the Ohio River, which is going northwest. Sewickley is in a place that's called the Ohio Valley, so Sewickley. Sewickley is a very wealthy community. I hate to put it so bluntly and just to, give it to you straight, but if you're looking at some of the most expensive real estate in Pittsburgh, Sewickley is gonna be a prime spot. I think that the highest priced house on the market is in Sewickley. It's some kind of estate or some kind of manor. I'm not really sure what it's called, I forget, but a lot of people like to drive by it, walk by it, and, suss it out. But Sewickley it's like the hub of the Ohio Valley. It's like a little town in the Ohio Valley. It's cute, it's charming, it's got character, it's got like a lot of little shops and mom and pop shops and small businesses that are located there. The Heritage Ohio Valley Health System hospitals are going to be up that way, which are interesting because I believe they take the two types of insurance companies that are like fighting over here in Pittsburgh. So that's interesting. They've got their own thing going, kind of like St. Clair Health in the South Hills. And yeah, I mean, the homes are expensive. The school district is Quaker Valley, I believe, is the school district in Sewickley, which is also a good school district. It's not as highly valued or lauded as Mount Lebanon. Nothing is.
Nothing is.
It's close enough to the airport where it's like, oh, I travel so much, but I don't want to live in the West Airport area because, you know, there's various reasons that I'll get into in another video, but you know, you want to live kind of close to the airport, but you want to live away from the city, but you want to live in a little bit more of a nicer community that still has like a country feel surrounding it, but again, not too far away from civilization, as I say. I think Sewickley is a really good option to consider if you can afford the price point of Sewickley. If you want to know more about that particular area, I would just personally Google Sewickley on niche, and I would Google the Ohio Valley. It's a great place to live. It's just, in my mind, I don't really consider Sewickley the North Hills as much, and that's kind of why I left it for last. I think it's like, honestly, it's like its own thing. It's not north, it's not west, it's just like Sewickley, you know? So that's my video for today. If you would like to have more information on buying a home in Pittsburgh, whether you're a first-time home buyer or a relocation client, I have guides that I can provide to you for free. You just have to click the links in my description box below, and once I have your information, I will send those over to you without question for free. If you want any more information about these specific neighborhoods or you have specific questions you'd like to ask me, my DMs are always open. You can email me at the email that I've listed below, or any other way you want to get in contact with me is honestly fine. You can actually even text me at my phone number, which is you can find very easily on the internet, and I will have it in the descriptions box below as well. So yeah, that's the North Hills in a nutshell, as short as I could make it. It may benefit you to ask me more specific questions, as I said, if you have them. And if you like this content, please like it. Please subscribe, please leave a comment. If there's something I could be doing better or different, let me know. If there's any content that you would like to see or any topic you would like me to talk about, I would be happy to do that and happy to take the request. So again, thank you so much and have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.